The rain fell in steady sheets, drumming against the windows of the quiet suburban home. Emily stood in the dim light of the hallway, her coat damp, droplets tracing silver lines down the fabric. It was a familiar evening, one she thought would unfold like all the others. She'd step into the warmth of her home, kiss her husband Daniel on the cheek, and pretend the weight of her secret didn't gnaw at her from the inside. But tonight was different. The house was silent, oppressively so. No soft hum of the TV, no clinking of dishes from the kitchen. Just absence. Emptiness. "Daniel," she called, her voice hesitant, uncertain. No answer. Only the echo of her own voice bouncing back from the walls. She frowned, stepping further inside, her heels clicking sharply on the hardwood floor. The air felt heavier, charged with something she couldn't name. Her eyes darted to the living room, tidy, untouched. The lamp in the corner stood cold and dark. Her heart thudded once, hard. Something was wrong. Emily was the kind of woman who lived within carefully drawn lines. Neat. Composed. Married for 10 years, her life was a series of routines: coffee in the morning, a commute to her office job, dinner with Daniel, a glass of wine before bed. Predictable. Safe. But safety had grown stifling. And when Ryan entered her life, charming, adventurous, everything Daniel wasn't, it felt harmless. A fleeting escape. A secret indulgence. A spark to remind her she was still alive. She told herself it wasn't serious. She loved Daniel. The affair was nothing more than a reckless whisper against the monotony. Or so she thought. Daniel, her quiet, steady husband, had always been reliable, the kind of man who didn't raise his voice, didn't ask questions. But lately, he'd been distant, watching her with shadowed eyes when he thought she wasn't looking. His smiles had felt thinner, more forced. She told herself it was stress. Work. Life. Anything but the truth. But standing in the emptiness of their home now, her stomach twisted with unease. Emily's heels clicked as she moved through the house, calling his name again. Still no answer. She reached the kitchen. The dishes were gone. The countertop, usually cluttered with coffee mugs and Daniel's morning toast crumbs, gleamed unnaturally clean. Her gaze dropped to the table and froze. An envelope sat there, white, plain, her name scrolled across it in Daniel's careful handwriting. Fingers trembling, she picked it up, slid her thumb beneath the seal. Inside, a single sheet of paper. "I know." 2 words. That was all. Emily's breath hitched. The room tilted, spinning around her. Her mind raced, clawing for explanations. What did he know? How much? The sound of footsteps shattered the silence. Slow. Heavy. Coming from behind. Emily spun around, her pulse roaring in her ears. But there was no one. The door was still shut. The shadows stretched long and empty. Her throat felt tight, dry. She was alone. Or so she thought. She climbed the stairs, every creak of the wood beneath her feet slicing through the silence. Their bedroom door stood ajar, darkness seeping out. She pushed it open, her breath catching. The closet doors gaped wide, hangers swinging like pendulums. His clothes, gone. Drawers pulled open and emptied. Gone. And on the bed, her phone. Not her current one, her old one. The one she thought she'd hidden well enough. The one she'd used to text Ryan. And it was open, the screen glowing faintly in the gloom. One message displayed. "I miss you. Same place tomorrow." The words might as well have been a knife. She stumbled back, her knees weak, her mind a blur of panic. Her gaze flicked to the dresser, and there it was, another note. "You thought I didn't know. You thought I was weak. I'm not." The words hit her like a slap. Her throat closed around a scream she didn't let out. She grabbed the phone, scanning the room, her thoughts a jumble of fear and disbelief. Where was he? What had he done? Suddenly, the house wasn't just empty, it was dangerous. Emily ran down the stairs, each step a frantic heartbeat. She reached the front door, yanked it open, and stopped cold. The driveway, empty. No car. But there, on the porch, lay her wedding ring. His wedding ring. Side by side. A brutal symmetry. And beneath them, another note. The final cut. I gave you everything. Now I'm giving you nothing. The wind caught the words, lifting the paper slightly, as if mocking her. She stood frozen, staring at the rings, her breath shallow and sharp. Gone. He was gone. Not just from the house, but from her life. No final confrontation. No last words. Just absence and the echoes of a marriage she had torn apart. The weight of her choices crashed down on her. The affair that had felt so harmless now lay before her in ruins, an empty house, a husband who had disappeared like smoke, and a brutal, final silence that told her she'd lost more than she could ever regain. The rain began to fall harder, cold and unrelenting, soaking her to the bone. And she stood there, motionless, staring at the place where her life had ended. The house would stay empty. And so would she.